good to see our guys respond. I'm not surprised. I knew they'd be ready to go. That's just what they do. We got the right guys, man. You could feel it all week. Just the intensity, the focus. They wanted to get back in the win column. Cleaned a lot of little things up. Defensively to handle the tempo that they had and played with over there. That's not easy if you don't see that all the time. They do, a lot of different things, man. They're under center, they're in the gun. Mariota can run, the RPO, the boot, then back to under center, and then you get in heavy, and they run the keepers, then the wide zone, then the gap. So anyway, and all of that is really kind of on the ball. So, I thought we handled it pretty well. I really did. So it was good. Offensively, Goff was outstanding. There was really nobody that didn't play at a high level right now that I can think of. I thought J-Mo showed up, man. St. Brown, Gibbs, obviously, Laporta. That whole line, man, stepped up. Got us the run game going, protected Goff. That was great, man. It was good to see. Yodi stepped in there, and we didn't miss a beat, man. He brings us a level of consistency. So fired up there. Special teams was better. I know we got hit on one, but we were much better across the board, and that's much more our style of football. So proud of the guys. Good win.
We saw you making a little bit of a fashion statement today with the
I can't see. I can't see anymore.
But you talked about some changes coming. Just talk about it. It appeared as if you were calling plays. What was the mindset behind changing things up, man? Were you calling the plays?
Yeah, it was just let's try something a little different, right? Look, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. Now, that being said, this is a collaborative effort now. I was taking input from John Morton that whole time and the other coaches. So, hey, man, what do you think here? Third down. All right, we get into this. 3rd and 7+. Blah, 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 blah. All right, where are we at? Give me this. So this is all encompassing. Man, we all work together. Coaches did a hell of a job. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. Let's just see if maybe a different play caller can maybe get us a little rhythm. That's all. And it honestly is nothing more than that. I know you're probably going to want to ask questions about, well, what about this, or I heard this. It's not that. This was a change. We made a change. It was good for today.
When did you decide to make that change? What was that conversation like with John?
Yeah, it was last week. Really. Whatever, after the game, day after the game, and look, it was honest. It was he and I, and we were good. And it's like I told him, man, I need you. I need you, and but I feel like this is something that I'm going to do. And listen, John Morton's all team, man. That's all he cares about. He just wants to win. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to help where he can, and he was outstanding today. And he's done nothing. He's a grinder. He's a worker, and he just tries to help and give you anything that you can possibly need for the game. So it was. Look, if you're him, of course it probably doesn't feel too good. But he's also, man, he's a pro, and he understands everything. And so we move on. And there was no guarantee that anything was going to change today. But look, the guys did a hell of a job. Our players were outstanding today.
How was it different than 2021 when you did this? If there's anything,
Well, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Just calling it, you mean?
Yeah,
the way I call it, or
with you and John versus what happened with you and.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, I like John. That's what I'm saying. John is vital to me. All right, he gives me critical information that deals with the pass game, and that number one is his baby, man. That's his bread and butter. It's one of the things he does well, and so, man, I think that's the best I can say, man. He's good. I'm glad he's here. This is not, I don't know what you want me to say. I know how the other one ended, but that's. Listen, man, this is where I'm at, and he's in a great spot. He can help me out today, and
maybe you can explain them the rhythm that you found, I guess, that you call him, that the offense found with your voice and Jerry's that said, and kind of what else again, in terms of the creativity or some of those things that we saw out there.
Well, I think sometimes it gets hard. look, when you're the head coach and you know how you want it to look, it's one thing to kind of say how you want it to look, but until it's hard to crawl into my head, right? And you have your own vision for it, and sometimes it's all encompassing, man. The way you run the ball, the way you play pass, the way you boot, the drop backs, and you're just trying to hit from all sides. And I just know I have a good feel of our players, and I know what we're capable of. I know what they're capable of, and so I don't know. That's the best way to say it. And
What was the key to unlocking J1 today? Did you have him doing anything different?
No, listen, he's been doing a great job. I mean, he's been busting his rear. He does every day. He comes to work. I mean, he grinds on it, man. He has. He's been unbelievable, and we just hadn't connected. And so today, man, we got him going. You know, golf got him going and made some throws, and he made some big time plays, man. And so it was just good to see, man. His confidence was up, and he's ripping and roaring, and he's very much a part of our guys. I mean, you know, Saint is our lead dog, but I mean, this guy's a catalyst. Gibbs a catalyst. You know, Demo, he's a catalyst. Laporta, you know, and I just thought all those guys showed up for us. But it all starts with that old line, and they showed up today and delivered for us, which now does everything, you know, because now Goff can play the game he needs to play, and we can distribute it to our weapons.
What did you see out of Jimmy Gibbs this week, though? Coming off the performance last week, season low, like, a difference in mentality, or what was his mindset?
Now, listen, he's well, I can tell you this: he had a chip on his shoulder. You know, I mean, nobody was more upset about last week than he was. You know, and so he wanted to make things right, and you know, and also wanted to get him more involved in all areas. You know, the run game, the pass game, mix it up a little bit, and so you know, he was ready to go. I mean, he just. You know, it was a bad taste in his mouth, like it was all of us last week, man. That was a hard loss.
Just the offensive line, no sacks, no TFLs. What did you see from them out there today, and how were they able to kind of put it back together and rebound?
Yeah, I mean, they just, you know, I thought they played well together. I thought I mean, from the first time we ran the ball, you could just see the surge. And so, you know, they were ready to go. Look, they take all that stuff personal too. They're no different than us or anybody else, man. When you lose a game and things don't go your way, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. So you really can't get to the next game fast enough because you want to wrong the right or right the wrong. So they did a great job. They really did. I mean, you could just feel the line of scrimmage move today. And honestly, I feel like could have called anything today, and they were going to make it work. It was, they took it over, man. Guys are unbelievable.
We'll talk about third down a lot.
Last three.
Say it again.
Here and then Sean.
We talked about third down a lot in recent weeks. He started hot. I think he converted the first 5, including 2 third and 7s. Just what did you see different about third down today, and just why was it more successful?
Well, we were, you know, for the most part, we were in manageable thirds, and if we weren't, we were trying to get there for fourth in some of these other zones. But, you know, we mixed up the protections. You know, we did a couple of different things. You know, run game was part of some of that. You know, we took some one-on-ones, like J-Mo caught a, you know, one-on-one over there. And so, I mean, really, it was, you know, we packaged things very much like we have. It just, you know, everything was, we executed today. Guys did a great job, and guys made plays.
Over here.
What your observations, takeaways, Trevor, from having the president of the game? Was it something you noticed? Was it mentioned on your sideline?
No, you know what? I didn't. I knew that he was coming to the game. I didn't even know. Like, honestly, and I just didn't know. He was here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like when I'm in this play, you know, I don't even know what's going on around me half the time, you know. And so it was either defense is out there or I'm trying to get the plays ready, so I didn't even know. But that's cool. You know, that's cool. Now that I know he was definitely here, that's you know, when you're talking about the President of the United States, I mean, that's a big deal.
Sean, last question.
Yeah, how much do you enjoy calling plays, and did you consider this after Ben left?
I did. You know, I did. Thought about it long and hard. You know, I knew the hard thing is, yeah, I enjoy it, you know, but I also know, man, you know, it's going to require a lot of, you know, it's going to require a lot of me. And so that's the holdback, is that, you know, wherever your resources go, then you're losing them somewhere else. That's the hard thing. That's the reality of a head coach who calls plays too, or is part of the offense. You know, but but it's like anything else. When you do it, you adjust. You know, you adjust and you start figuring out what you need to do, how you need to do it, become more efficient, and you know, and it's really ultimately about what's right for the team, always. And it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. And so, you know, I feel good with where we're at. You know, I wasn't perfect. I mean, golf bailed me out of some stuff today. But, you know, I like the setup of the staff, and I think the players are in a good place, and, you know, and I think we can grow from here. I really do.